What's up, Space Pirates? This is your captain, the chronically charismatic Dr. Disaster, and today, let's talk about Doctor Who, because the show is in the news again as the executive producer has tried to reassure fans that this new version of Doctor Who has not been Disney-fied.
You liar!
We've covered this subject on the channel before. Doctor Who has absolutely felt the influence of Disney in a negative way. Now, don't get me wrong, the Chris Chibnall era of Doctor Who had already caused major problems for the franchise, just about killing it. But the new series of the Doctor is going to bring this beloved TV show down even further, and in this video, we will read about the executive producer's claims that Disney has not had any influence and will question the hell out of that narrative.
What does it all mean?
But one thing that is interesting is this: the executive producer refuting claims that they've been Disney-fied is a tacit admission that Disney has a toxic name and they want to distance themselves from it. Is there trouble in paradise? At this point, I'm kinda thinking that the Disney/Doctor Who relationship may not last any longer than their initial 2-year agreement.
Get the hell out of here!
Alright, me hearties, let's look at what the executive producer of Doctor Who said about Disney, but before we do, don't forget to like this video. It really helps with the algorithm, and also make sure to follow me on Twitter. My handle there is Dr. Disaster 1. In any event, this is the article we will be looking at from the website Radio Times. Its headline says, Doctor Who producer reassures fans about Disney involvement. Doctor Who executive producer Joel Collins has addressed Disney's new involvement in the series, reassuring fans concerned about the future of the show. It was announced back in October 2022 that Disney Plus would be the new home for Doctor Who internationally, with new episodes starting from the 60th anniversary specials airing globally on Disney Plus, while still airing exclusively on the BBC in the UK and Ireland. However, it was unclear how much creative control Disney would have over future episodes. Let me just state the obvious here. Disney will have as much creative control over Doctor Who as they want. They might play coy and say all the right things and act like they aren't going to assert themselves, but they absolutely will when the time comes. Reportedly, the budget for Doctor Who tripled with Disney on board. If all of that new money came from Disney, then they are paying 2/3 of the budget. If you don't think that comes with strings attached, then I've got a bridge to sell you. But let's keep reading. Here it says, but now, speaking with SFX magazine via Games Radar, Collins has assured fans that Doctor Who won't be forcibly changed by Disney's involvement. He explained, from the Disney perspective, it's just a bigger audience, so the show is bigger, but it's the same. It's hard to explain, so all of the fear that everyone had, the Disneyization or whatever you call it, that would only happen if it wasn't being made by Russell, or by somebody who wasn't as big a fan as Russell.
I guarantee it. Would I lie?
This is simply dripping with desperation. They've seen the reception to their first few episodes, and they are realizing that something is wrong. I like to bring this up with every video that I do on Doctor Who. The Rotten Tomatoes audience score for Disney's Doctor Who is atrocious. 43% for the David Tennant Return anniversary specials, and only 33% for the first episode featuring Ncuti Gatwa. That is not good there, fellas. Not good at all. They have yet to release the viewing figures on Disney Plus, but I'm sure they are more than aware of what those numbers are. And I'm sure that is causing more than one executive to lose a bit of sleep. That's probably at least partially why they announced that Millie Gibson is being taken off the show after the first season. They're looking for a scapegoat, and they're beginning to realize how toxic and unpopular this woke shit has become. And Doctor Who is pointing at Disney, which has a toxic, woke reputation, and saying, "That's not us. They have no control over us. Trust us. We are doing our thing and nothing is changing." I mean, why else would they publicly state this? And of course, in 2 years, when the contract with Doctor Who is up, Disney, at this point, I would say it's most likely that they will point the finger at the likes of Russell T Davies and sever the relationship. But time will tell on that one. Anyway, he continued, Russell wanted to bring fun to it. He just wanted to bring joy into the show and challenge people in all the right ways that Russell does, but also make it fun at the right points, make it really fun, take you on a ride. So I think that's where the barrier to entry is removed, because adults and children alike enjoy that. And it's not like, oh, it's just for kids, or it's just for adults, or any of this stuff. Once again, this just reeks of desperation. No, trust me, my dudes, it might seem like Disney is telling us to make our show family-friendly or whatever the hell Disney thinks they're making when they make a show these days. It might seem like they're influencing us, but we're coming to these decisions on our own. The fantasy creatures, the musical number in Gatwa's first episode, the removal of Millie Gibson in favor of Verada Sethu, who starred in Disney Star Wars. Yeah, all of that is us. Trust us. We investigated ourselves and found that we've done nothing wrong. Let's read a little bit more. It says, Collins added that Davies has in fact previously drawn inspiration from Disney content, explaining, actually, he always looked at Pixar films in the way he wanted this to be. If you look at that Christmas special, he wanted it to have the fun of a Pixar film and the complex levels of a Pixar film. Okay, now this kinda sounds like backtracking just a bit. It's like, okay, we realize people don't like Disney much these days, and we don't want to be associated with that, but they are paying the bills, so let's say something positive about them. These people like this executive for Doctor Who, these guys remind me of the schemers that you see in Game of Thrones. They talk out both sides of their mouths, and it never pays to believe much of anything they say. But I think this statement is a sign that Doctor Who showrunners have seen the numbers and they realize that the reception to this new version of Doctor Who is not great. Disney is toxic. Their name is mud with many, many people, and Doctor Who is now distancing itself without directly insulting the House of Mouse. It's funny as hell, and I suggest that we all laugh at the current state of Doctor Who, or as I like to call him, Doctor.
What the hell is even that?
Thanks for watching, me hearties. If you haven't already, your captain is inviting you to subscribe to the channel and become a part of the crew. Life as a space pirate may not be glamorous, but there's always plenty of booty.